Check, check. Yo, what up, little doc? How's it going, man? Long time no see. What's happening, man? All right, okay. This is not a gaming live stream. No, this is just a live stream. This is just sitting in the garden. It's a nice day. Maybe I'll take you guys around the garden, show you the garden a little. Let's see. Maybe later in the stream, if someone shows up, if more people show up, that is. Little Dark's already here, so that's cool. Always, you know. I wonder if I can put it on the Discord. You think I should put it on the Discord, Little Dark? So grinding up the stream. Yo, you still streaming, my guy? How's that going? Three watching? What's up? Okay, so what I wanted to do. Yo, Brian Hutt, how's it going, man? I am good. How are you, my friend? Almost have 40 followers. Let's go. Good stuff, man. Excellent job. So the point of today is just to talk about tech, talk about audio, talk about a couple of products that I have in lately, and also just chat about things, the world in general. I'm actually sitting out here in the garden. It's a really nice day, and there's a waterfall right over there. Maybe more people come through. I guys take you guys to the waterfall or something. It's kind of behind this chapel type thing, and there's like it's not a rock garden, but it's really nice and serene out here. It's good. It's good. I'm having a very. I'm literally touching grass right now. Literally touching grass right now. So, that's got to be a good thing, right? They say that's what all people who are on YouTube or live streaming or gaming a little too much should be doing. So that's what I'm doing. Although I have to say, my gaming has reached an all-time low after getting this MacBook Pro that I'm live streaming on right now. By the way, how nice is this webcam? This is just the internal webcam of the MacBook Pro. Pretty good, huh? I mean, I know it's nice and bright out here, so I guess that's part of it. But it's pretty good, right? But ever since I've got this, like I can still game on it, but I can't do my Windows games. I can't play Apex Legends on it unless I stream it from my PC. So it's actually cut down on my gaming, and it's allowed me to concentrate more on some other things. To wit, I've actually managed to pen down a couple of scripts for YouTube videos that I want to make, but I just don't know if it'll get out there, if it'll be received well, because like I want to make a video on the Pixel 6, like 1 year long term usage sort of thing. I want to make a video on the problem with smartphones right now, why most of them are boring, and why certain people have taken a certain direction in making smartphones. I have to go do chores. I'm really busy today. All right, man, have a good one, little duck. So yeah, managed to pen down a couple of things as well. So that's definitely a good thing. I was also, you know, I'm not able to do live streams on a regular time, but I'd like to do that because that means that people can expect to see me online at a certain time, say every Saturday, every Sunday, something like that, which would be nice. That's not something I'm able to do because of my day job, but I feel like a nice Saturday, Sunday stream would be not a bad thing. Just, collect a few things during the week, talk about it at the weekend, and then have a chat with the viewers, whom I'm pretty sure are fairly into tech and audio, given that they are viewers of this channel. So, anyway, before I get into any of that, how's it going, Brian? What's happening, man? Did you check out the new video? What did you think? And tell me a little something about your tech and audio preferences. Let me get to know the audience just a smidge. Maybe I should do a gaming thing instead. Maybe that'll be a little more engaging, talk tech and audio while gaming. Would that be better, do you think? I wonder. Ooh, you know what I should do? Put a filter on that shit. Oh, it is noise suppression. Fuck the compressor. Okay, so I put on a noise suppression filter on the mic. Hopefully, you're not hearing all the sounds and the hiss and the static in the background. Is that better? All right. Well, I mean, let's do this then. Here we go. Let's talk about the Dioko. Now, the 7 hertz Dioko is something I recently got, and it's an interesting. It's pretty interesting. So the thing about the Dioko is that it's not perfect, but more importantly, it's come out as an inherently flawed product. Not flawed as a product, but flawed as a. Oh, what's that? What's happening? Okay. Not flawed as a product, but flawed as a. It's there's a production flaw. Basically, they've released it. Oh, what up, Yasser? How's it going? What's happening, my guy? Just doing a random live stream, a little too random. I know it's not scheduled, but oh, butterfly. Sorry, got distracted by a butterfly. What's up, man? How's it going? Just thought I'd do a live stream randomly, and if people happen to walk in, which is not the right way to do a live stream, but if people happen to walk in, talk a little about tech, a little bit about audio, and about a couple of products that I got this week that I actually can't review for some reasons that we can talk about. And actually, this one right here in my ear, it's the One More Evo. Take a look at that. Look at that. Looks like a bit of jewelry, huh? So this is a $150 IEM from One More. It's Bluetooth. It's got ANC. It's got transparency mode, but it also has multi-point, and it's a dual driver Bluetooth earbud with support for LDAC, which is nice and all. And you'd think that would translate to amazing sound quality, but it's not necessarily the case, unfortunately. Let me just put my thing there so that it's not just a free promo for the Dioko. And this is the other product that I got this week. It's the 7 hertz Clinical Salnotes Dioko. Why they named it that? I don't know. I genuinely have no idea why they named it that. Uh, but it looks very distinctive. It's oval, and that makes it a little bit easier to hold, maybe. I don't know, but it's definitely a distinctive look. but it comes with a big problem: the highs. Now, it has been brought to my notice that Clinical has said that the first 150 units or so are came with the wrong filters, ordered and shipped, which means it messed up the high frequency response, which I can hear because the high frequency response is a little too high for my liking. I don't know what the final frequency response is, and I don't know for sure that my unit is the one that is that came with the technical faults. But I've been told that the first 150 units, first of all, they stop production until they fix the issue. Number one. Number two, the first 150 units will come with a follow-up package. I haven't got it yet, but hopefully I expect a follow-up package with replacement filters that I have to put on my own. That's a pain. They should maybe just do a recall and send it out again. I don't know what margins they're working on, but I mean, the margins are clearly enough to include a case. I actually put up a community post today with a case. The thing comes with a surprisingly robust looking case, so don't know what that's about. No idea. Wait, hang on, this is the case right here. Here, check this out. Can you see that? That case, $99 IEM, comes with that case, a whole gamut of earbuds. I'm not entirely sure what the different colors, and I mean, they're different sizes, but they seem to be like lots of granularity. Maybe they go from super small to extra large, I don't know, but they come with a bunch of sizes. That cable is extra thick. It seems quite chunky, and the earbuds themselves, they all feel well constructed, and for $99 this thing seems like it's good to hold. It makes you feel good. It definitely doesn't give you the impression that you've bought something cheap, so that's definitely a nice thing. Other than that, I will say that sound signature is a bit off, but maybe we wait for them to send me those new filters, and then we put those on, and maybe I make a video about putting those on and how easy or difficult that might be, and then we'll talk about the sound signature. So far though, it's got a strong mid-range, very clean mid-range, and that's all I have to say about it. The bass is okay. It lacks mid-bass impact, but it's there. It's just not as punchy and tight as the 7 hertz Timeless. I don't know why that is, and I don't know where they've cut corners, but that does seem to be the case on mine. And that's all I'm going to say about the sound. The other product that I want to talk about, oh, okay. Is anyone in chat right now, or is it just me? It's just me. Yo, what up, Shreyas Kulkarni? How's it going, man? What's happening? Nice to see you here. Man, I see you everywhere. You're everywhere, dude. You're on all the guys that I follow. You seem to follow. Well, not all, but you seem to follow quite a few. C4 Etech, I was pleasantly surprised to see you on over there. That guy's pretty good, huh? I like him. I like C4 Etech. To some extent, I think I don't know why he doesn't get more views. He really should, and maybe he should up his scripting game a little, because I think he can do so much more. But I do like his no bullshit content delivery. I like that very much. So it was interesting seeing you on there. Yeah. So what I was talking about was, and I know I was waiting for maybe a few more people to hop in, but I may as well keep talking. Screw it. So the Dioko, yeah, I'm not going to talk about the Dioko. I have it. I'm not going to review it because maybe I need to get those new filters in, and I might make a video on how easy or difficult it is to put the filters in, and then talk about the sound signature. I will say this much though, right now, the strongest part of that IEM is the mid-range. It's got a nice clean mid-range. It's not the biggest in terms of soundstage. I think there's definitely a little bit of compromise there, but nice clean mid-range. Really, really nice and clean. The bottom end is okay. It lacks punch, has a little bit of rumble. I think the Timeless still sounds better to me, but it takes a little getting used to. I think it's one of those things where if you're not used to a not terribly boosted mid bass, it's going to sound off to you. And a lot of people love big boosts in the mid bass, so I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, I don't know about this. I don't mind it, but that's just something to keep in mind. Anyway, the other one I wanted to talk about is the One More Evo. Okay, let me just put it up on the screen over here. Now, it took me a month and a half just to get these, but I have these. They're in my ear right now. No BS, he usually doesn't get views. Yeah, well, views are more than that, man. With his level of subscribers, he needs to be pulling 100,000 a video or something at least, right? There's a lot of people on his level that do. So it's not just the no BS, it's definitely more than that. I feel like he's a little bit jaded. He's been doing this for a while. So maybe he's a little bit tired and he's just like, I'm going to do my thing, do what makes me happy, and that's it. That's a choice. That's a respectable choice if you ask me. I just like watching him because of the no BS and because he does more things than just phones. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the YouTubers in India, and there aren't too many, that do more than phones. Um, I stopped doing phones a while ago. There's a very good. Actually, I wanted to make a video on why I don't do phones and why only some phones are really interesting to me in the market. But that's just my take. Like, it doesn't mean it's the truth. It's just my take. But I do appreciate that he does more things. He does retro gaming. He does little handheld Windows PC thingies, and then he does TVs. On the other hand, he does all kinds of things. Um, he's a tech channel, not just a phone channel. I like that. I really do. Coming back to the one more, I got a little sidetracked there. DH Army, well, not Indian, but they count to they're Indian enough for me. You already know I like DH Army. They're one of my favorite Bluetooth audio, come other little things like smartwatches and things. Tech channel for me. It's super fun, and I have no idea how they pull so many puns and jokes out of their scripts, but they do, and it's super fun. Okay, so one more Evo. So this is what I have. First off, I want to say first impressions. The packaging is really nice. I'm not going to talk anymore about that because it's packaging. Who cares? Comes with tips, comes with a case, earbuds, and comes with a USB C to normal USB cable. Right. First things is the case. Now, there's obviously some kind of attention to detail when it comes to design here. They've got black and rose gold. That's the trim I got. You can also get white and rose gold, I believe. Yep, there it is. Can you see this? Yeah, you can. Okay. And there's an ad for the red mini buds. Okay. I think they look pretty nice, if I'm being honest. The case reminds me a little about the of the AKG N400. You guys need to collab. I'm down. I mean, with those guys, any day, man. It's super fun. You know what? I do travel a lot, as you might have seen from my vlogs. My day job gets me to travel. It's there's a plus side and a downside to that. But maybe if I travel to, but they don't even live in Amsterdam. They don't even live in Amsterdam. They live in Utrecht, I think, in the Netherlands. And I never go to Utrecht. I might go to Amsterdam for work, just sometimes. Maybe I can make it happen. I could say, hey, we should go and talk to those people in Amsterdam. It's time to talk. Let me go do that. And they'll be like, oh, you want to go to Amsterdam in the summer? Shocker. No, you just sit right here and go to Ghana where you tell you to go. But yeah, it'll be fun. Anyway, these reminiscent of the AKG N400 in that they are quite solidly built. Like, this is, I don't know if you can hear, it's quite solidly built. I like that very much. Little one more logo in rose gold, USB-C on the back, little red accent in the middle of there. I don't know why red doesn't go with the rest of the ethos, but I always like a little USB accent. I don't know, I'm a little childish like that. Inside, you've got one reset button right there that you're not going to be able to see that, and the buds. Now, first thing you're going to notice is that I didn't know I had my ANC on. Maybe I've been too loud. There's like people sitting right there. First thing you're going to notice is that taking them out is a pain. They are made so that, like, you getting a hand hold on them, that's okay, that's not the hard part. But these magnets are super strong, so if you try and take them out with your fingertips, it can get a little annoying. Like, if you're in a hurry, it's just you might struggle with them a little. But once you get them out, you realize that there's this really nice oval shape, almost like jewelry in your ears. But check this out. So I'm going to move them around. Look at that. Oh, so nice, so pretty. And then bam. Is that elongated or what? Like, it's just taken an oval and extruded it out this way. It's actually a little bit of a chonker. Now, here's the thing, unlike the XM4, which is just big and wide all around, this one's oval, so it doesn't feel like as much of a chonker, as much of a chunky boy. But in my ear, you can see that it does jut out a little bit more than you'd imagine. I haven't taken these out on a run yet. I'm literally using them for the second day. Yesterday is when I opened them up, but I'm using them for the second day today. And I think I'd go for a run with them and see if wind noise is an issue. But they do come with wind noise reduction as well. More on that in a bit. Um, so yeah, it's a little bit big, but the thing I want to note is, number one, there's more attention to detail in terms of the rose gold accents. Even the contact points here, you can't see it on this. When I do a review, I'll see the contact points here. Well, they're just something nice about the way they've sort of set them in. They're not just there in the body, they're a little bit pushed inside. Little, again, none of this is going to come on the camera, but you're going to have to take my word for it. You've got the sensor here for in-ear detection, so it's got that, which means, take it out, pause the music, put it back, plays the music. But you take off the earbuds and you realize that the bits that go into your ear, that bit is, first of all, rose gold accent. How cool is that? Even that's really nice. But it's oval. Being oval means that you may not be able to find replacement tips very easily. I don't know that there are many oval replacement tips, or just, by third-party vendors out there. Maybe there are. Comment if you know, but I don't. So that's definitely a little bit of a problem if you want to change it up. If you want to go to foam buds, for example. I don't know if this is similar to the AirPods Pro. That's something worth checking, because if it is similarly oval to the AirPods Pro, then you do have replacement buds out there. So that's good. Before the review, I will check that out. The build on One More has been good. I use the Comfort Buds Pro. Yeah, man, these guys do a good job of build quality, and they do pay attention to design. I'm very impressed by One More, the Comfort Buds Mini. I haven't used the Pro, but I'm very impressed by what the $100 proposition is on the Mini. This one, slightly different take, maybe in terms of sound. No, actually, this one's not bad either. But when I took them out today, I had a massive 5 to 8 decibel channel imbalance. So I don't know if that's just a freak thing. I put them back in the case for like an hour and then took them out again, and it went away. Right now it's okay, but that did happen. So I don't know what their quality control process is, or maybe that was just a temporary bug. But this definitely requires more testing before I review it. So I'm not going to put out a review on it for a few days yet. Now, the next thing I'll notice is in the ear, they're super cool, and I criticize this design quite a bit, because this bit hanging out here, it's like a cantilever. This goes in your ear, then in the middle it sort of just holds it around that ear tip, and the outside just hangs off. When you run, when you walk around, they can bounce around a little, usually. On this one, somehow, not so much. This thing stays pretty still, very secure, and I just did a little quick jog from there to here. Not enough to really test it out, but just a quick one. It's pretty good. It's comfy, it's secure, no issues there. Moving on, it does come with an app, the One More app, which is fairly basic. Firmware update, I did one. As soon as it came, I was out of the box, I did a firmware update, and I don't know what it changed or didn't change, because I didn't try it before the firmware update. The first thing it told me to do was a firmware update, and I just did it. I will say that you know what, I'll give you the firmware update number if you like. It doesn't show me where the number is. What? Come on now. I don't know how to see what firmware it's on right now. But I can... Oh yeah, 1.0.1. I found it. Version 1.0.1. That's the app right there. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing complicated. Does not come with an EQ. Only comes with Sound ID. That is a little bit of a disappointment, because I would rather have EQ. That's just me. Sound ID has its own problems. If you want, you can check out my One More Comfort Buds mini video to see what the problems with Sound ID are. I think people still have to figure out how to use Sound ID. And the reason for that is it'll give you like 5 or 6 screens. Each screen will have a different EQ, and you play your own music in the background. It'll apply the EQ, or it'll play a little music sample. That's how One More does it, and it'll apply its own EQ, and you say, oh, I like it sounding this way or this way. Problem is, all of that is in isolation. So every screen, when you pick an EQ, when you pick a preference, Oh, I like the treble boosted up a little bit here. Yeah, I prefer this. That's great for that sound sample, but when you go four sound samples ahead, when you're, say, choosing a bass boost or a bass recess, then you can't hear what that is al- alongside or incorporating your high EQ as well. So it doesn't give you a complete picture. It gives you individual pictures. You pick this amongst this, you pick this amongst this, then it puts it all together and gives you, and then you're like, oh, that doesn't sound that good actually. So every time you go down the sound ID spectrum, if every time you go from screen to screen, you have to keep in mind what you did in the previous screen and try and balance it out in your head. And I don't know. A lot of people probably don't do that. I'm willing to bet that a lot of people don't use Sound ID like that. But that's how you get the best results. So a normal EQ with some variations is pretty useful. Like I think if you just give me, like, Soundpeats does it pretty well. They give you an EQ, and they give you their presets, and they have a Sound ID thing which basically does a hearing test. That's three different things. If you want your own EQ, just do your own EQ, or you can pick one of their presets. I think that's a better approach. Giving you options is better because, well, the presets are great for people who don't want to think. The EQ is great for people like you and me, probably, who like to tinker and really, really dial it in. And the Sound ID is great for people who want to, maybe, I don't know, they have a lack of hearing in a certain frequency range. They might want to boost that. So that's maybe useful for that. Nonetheless, I think that that's not perfect. Sorry. First boot post updates causes channel imbalance on every one more bud doesn't repeat. Oh, really? I did not know that. So I did not face that on the Comfort Buds Mini, but maybe you have faced this on other one more, because this is only my second one more I've ever used slash reviewed. So okay, cool. Well, it's a weird thing. It shouldn't happen, but it doesn't come back. That's fine too. 32 buds. I still don't know how Sound ID works. Yeah. Sound ID is just a preferential. They just take your preferences, but your preferences is within a small um, frequency band. So they might give you the mids and the bass and say, okay, now choose a preference for the bass. Then they'll give you mids and highs and say, now choose the preference for mids. Oh, but then if I boost my mids, what will happen if I combine it with that bass boost I just selected? Oh no, it sounds muddy now. It's just, you have to keep in mind what you did before if you really want to get the best results out of Sound ID. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so the app. Okay, so the app has both case and earbud battery life, so that's pretty good. Right below that are listening modes. So you've got ANC, you've got transparency, and you've got off. ANC to my ears works very similarly to the One More Comfort Buds Mini. I think they have this one algorithm that they use, and honestly, it's not bad. It's really not bad. It's not class leading or anything, but it's really not bad for the $150 price range that One More charges for its products. I think it's actually pretty good. There's transparency mode, but it has no slider, so you cannot customize it. So what you get is what you get, and that's it. And it is definitely a boosted transparency mode, not a natural ambient sound mode, if you know what I mean. And then when you switch on, now I need both earbuds. So if you got one earbud in, there's no ANC, transparency, anything available. It's all just off. You can't have them both. You can't have just one earbud in and ANC running. Put both in, and then I think you got to tap for about 1.5 seconds. Tap and hold. Yep, there it goes. That's ANC. It's just cut out a whole bunch of sounds. So the upper, mid, and high frequencies, they're all coming through normally. Yep, they're all coming in perfectly normally. Okay, those snaps, no, nothing will cancel those snaps out, but actually the Bose QC earbuds, they're scary good, although they have other issues. I can hear people talking back there and stuff, so I know that the upper mids and highs are coming through just fine. The bass though, yeah, it's definitely cutting out a lot of buzz and hum in the background. The waterfall over there, that's definitely being cut out to some extent. I can still hear it, but only the high frequency stuff. So yeah, there you go. It's got a more basic ANC, but it's got a reasonably strong version of the basic ANC, and that's quite a nice thing. Unlike the One More Comfort Buds Mini, when I'm talking, my voice doesn't sound as weirdly digitized coming back. The One More Comfort Buds Mini is weird in that sense. This also is a little bit weird, but not as much. It's hard to explain. Anyway, my point was, when you get into ANC, which you can only do with both earbuds in, you get this menu. Now you'll see that it has strong, mild, WNR is wind noise reduction, and adaptive. I haven't used the adaptive, so I don't know how good it is, so I'm not going to comment on that right now. As far as I'm concerned with ANC, I just put it on strong. So my point was that there's no transparency slider like you have on the Sennheisers and the Sonys and whatnot, but there is strong, mild, adaptive, and WNR ANC. Wind noise reduction tends to be basically a little bit more of a transparency mode. Basically, they'll allow certain frequencies in that usually does not try to cancel out those frequencies. Okay, so the way wind noise reduction works mostly is you'll have noise cancellation, and then it'll let a certain set of frequencies in where the wind is mostly there. Why does it do that? Because if it tries to cancel that out, it can cancel all the constant parts of the wind, but the gustiness of the wind, that cannot be cancelled out, right? Anything going up and down, noise cancelling has a difficult time dealing with that, especially more basic forms of noise cancelling like you find in the One More Comfort Buds or the One More Evo. So wind noise reduction is basically a transparency mode. Just so happens that also works pretty decently as a sort of focus on voice mode. Just that's something I have noticed. But you can choose a milder ANC and therefore have some sort of mix between ANC and transparency mode. And then if you go to transparency mode, it'll be a full-blown amplification. So you do have the customization. It just doesn't seem like that because you don't get that slider when you choose a transparency mode. You only have pass-through and voice enhancement. Yeah, so pass-through is not a pass-through, it's definitely an amplification. Yep, definitely an amplification. I can hear things like that far away. It's weird. And voice enhancement, there's a change, but it's not like I can hear those people over there. They're about 30-40 feet away from me. I can't hear them any better. But the ANC though, that's pretty good. Okay, it's also got smart playback, which is basically your take him out, it'll pause the music, put him back in, it'll play the music, in ear detection, that's the one. And sound ID we already spoke about. Bluetooth connection setup, you can prioritize sound quality as stable connection. Now it's on sound quality right now, but if you move it to, sorry, it's on stable connection. If you switch it from one to the other, like I've just switched it to sound quality, it will, there you go, it will reboot the device. It'll switch it off and then switch it on. So you can't switch on the fly, but it's pretty fast. The time I was talking to you, this sentence, it did the whole thing. So it's not too bad, but it does take a moment. And now it's got LDAC, and I have no idea how it'll run on full strength LDAC. So I'm going to go into developer settings right now as I speak, developer options, and just make sure I've got dev options running. You already know, and I'm just going to make sure that I force it to go into full strength LDAC. So right now it's on best effort, which is adaptive. I'm going to go up and select oh, did I do it? Yep, optimized for audio quality, right? Then I'm going to play some music. Right now I'm listening to Starry Eyes by The Weeknd. I've been tripping on this album, by the way. It's called Dawn FM. It's kind of nice, I like it. Right, and it's playing on full strength. It's pretty stable. It's just over here, so this is not really a great test. I got to move it around, I got to walk around, I've got to throw my phone 10 feet away, see if it still holds LDAC at 900 kbs. The funny part is it's stable so far. When I tried the Link Buds S, even in like a short test like this, it wasn't stable. Yeah, it's actually pretty stable. Surprising. Hang on a sec, I gotta. Oh, yeah, and okay, so we'll talk about touch controls as well. Oh, there you go. Double tap for stopping that. Shreyas Kulkarni says, how are the microphones? How are the microphones? I honestly do. You know what? Should we do a thing? If you bear with me, I will try and hook these up to my MacBook right now, and I'll speak to you through it. There is background noise. You should be able to tell live how good the microphones are. Is it changing codecs when prioritizing stability over quality? I would imagine that it is, but here's the problem. If you have variable rate codecs, they don't necessarily have to show you that it's changing. As long as it keeps best effort, then it doesn't show you whether it's going on 400 kbps or 600 kbps. it might be doing that in the background, and there's no way to test it unless you're actually testing throughput, which I'm not doing. So I just force it on the highest, or I force it on 600 kbps. I do not use best effort because earbuds that are worth their salt will be able to hold at least 600 plus kbps. They just, and I've never had a earbud not handling 600 kbps. That would be truly awful. Even the link buds do, and the link buds do not do full strength LDAC for whatever reason, which I think is a shame. Shame on you, Sony. The XM4 is much better at handling full strength codec LDAC, and even then, people have had mixed results with that. My experience has been good, not everyone's. Okay, let me try and add this on. Let me try and hook these up, and maybe I can get you to listen to this directly. I'm gonna try it. It'll take a minute, but I think it's just you and me in chat, so why not? Alright, so first thing I gotta do is hold this button down to make sure that this goes into pairing mode. So let me put this back in. Alright, back into the case. Everything's disconnected. Open the case, hold the button down, and wait for the green light to turn. I don't know if you can even see it. There's a green light. It's now a white light right there in the middle of the case, right? That means it's in pairing mode, I believe. So where is it? There it is. Connect is shown up on my Bluetooth thingy. Okay, now it's connected. I take it out, I put it in, boom, it's connected. Now let's see if it shows up as an audio source. You're still listening to me, right? Yeah. Okay, audio source in OBS, in which case it's just going to be easier to switch. Yes, it does. Check. I do believe you are now listening to me via the, yep, one more Evo. I'm gonna, okay, it's clipping. I'm gonna reduce that boost down. Check. That's better. Okay, there you go. Can you hear the background? Can you hear what's happening around me? Can you just hear my voice? How is it? Is it clear? Is it metallic? Is it coming up and down along with, like, is it trying to cancel out the noise and therefore also affecting my sound? What's it doing? I don't know. You tell me. Literally live check of the what you may call it. This is clean. Oh, is it? Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. So clean audio and a decent amount of noise. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is to give you a reference of how much sound there is. I'm going to switch it back to the MacBook Pro's microphone, which is a problem. This is not perfect because the MacBook Pro's microphone automatically tries and focuses on voice. So I'm just going to shut up. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to switch it over to MacBook Pro, and I'm going to take off the noise reduction filter that I have running for my live stream. Okay. So we're back on the MacBook Pro microphone. I'm going into filters right now, and I'm turning on noise suppression in 3, 2, 1, boom. Can you hear it? Now, that's the background noise. I'm going to reduce the volume a little to keep it matched with my One More Comfort Buds volume. About there. Okay, now you have an idea of the background noise. Okay, keep that in mind, and I'm going to live switch it right now to the One More Evo. That's the One More Evo. Background noise. If it's quieter, I'm not doing any processing on the MacBook. I'm not doing any OBS filters. I'm not canceling down noise. Everything is done by the One More, by its internal algorithms, not me. So I'm going to stay quiet for about 5 seconds. I'm looking at mic levels right now, and that is quiet, dude. That's pretty good. Is that not good? I feel that that's good. That's really good. Evo canceled everything, right? It's dead quiet and you can hear me. I think this is a good microphone. Now, my usual test involves a ridiculous amount of. I run this cafe. This YouTube channel has this cafe sounds thing going on, and I run it massively loud. I'm in public, but I'm gonna do that. That's the next test. Okay, let's just give it a shot. Why not? I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to YouTube. Well, that's me. Never mind. I should do this more often so that I have more viewers watching and they know when to actually catch me. I think that's what I need to do. Oh, look, I got some notifications. DHRME might be an idea. Oh, hey! But it's the same thing in the sense that you're still getting paid by a brand whose products you review. I mean, yeah, but that's okay. Linus Tech Tips also does brand placements, but they do it on other. Okay, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. This is not about that. This is about Shreyas knows what I'm talking about. It's about this discussion we're having with DHRME about whether they should or should not use sponsors and talk. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So if I say cafe sounds, there's this one particular one that I like to use. Really, anyone will work, but just to keep it a constant across my reviews, I use the same one. Ads, cancel. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna go full volume, right? And then I'm gonna turn it to the MacBook Pro microphone so that hopefully it picks up its own sounds and there'll be a big feedback loop. Never mind. We'll try it out. We'll see if this works. Tone down your volume if you're listening to this on headphones or earphones so that I don't, so that you just take care of your ear. Okay, because right now I'm doing something that might be silly, but let's do. I've never done a live review, so let's just try. Also, Max, hi, what's up? What's happening, man? Okay, here goes. Back on the MacBook Pro microphone with no noise cancelling algorithms running in the background. Okay, let me just double check that there are no. Yeah, you can definitely hear the background noise. Okay, cool. Now we'll start the sounds. Oh my god, it started playing the sounds on my One More Evo. I'm so stupid. Oh my god, that was loud. Okay, turn that off. And wait, it's switching. Okay, now it should be playing on the speaker. Lots of noise, you can hear this. Okay, so what you heard right now, that is how much noise I'm going to be playing into my ears via the One More Evo, and then I'm going to speak to you. So basically, I'll be sitting in the cafe that sounds like that, live. Okay, and now this is my voice coming with the One More Buds Evo with those cafe sounds on full blast running in the background. Okay, I'm gonna move my head around. That cafe sound is now hitting the earbuds in every direction, and this is what you're hearing. This is my voice. I'm gonna stay quiet for a few seconds to let you remember how much the cafe sounds, how much cafe sounds come through the One More Buds Evo. And now I'm going to talk again. I think it's doing a pretty good job based on the mic levels I'm seeing, but it's not a full representation. So you guys tell me in chat what you think. I think it might be pretty decent actually. Okay, enough of that. Enough noise. I'm going to stop it all together and I'm going to continue talking via the One More Buds Evo just for now so that you guys can just keep hearing the Evo in action. What do you guys think? I love your tech reviews. You have a lot more viewers soon for sure. Keep up the good work. Hey, Max, thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much. That's a lovely thing to say, and I hope it's true. I'm going to keep at it. One video a week. That's not going to stop. You already know it. And we'll talk about a couple of other things. I'm just sort of doing a live review of the One Mobile Evo right now. If you just joined us, and I just did a mic test. So Max, if you're listening, you can weigh in on that as well. This is good. It's not boast level, but this is great, right? I thought it was a pretty good. You gotta understand, this is $150, $150, and I think if when it, but now it's $170, which means it is smack dab against. The Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro when it came out. It was also exactly the same price, I think. They both do a, I think this might do a better ANC than the Sound. Oh, I'm not so sure. Oh, I don't have the Liberty 3 Pro anymore with me. Maybe I should start a Patreon sometime so I don't have to depend on selling my products and recovering the money. But this is, I mean, I think this is good value in terms of noise canceling capability. I think this is, let me rephrase that. I'm going to qualify that statement in a second. If you get this for under 150 bucks, this is excellent value for noise canceling. And this is good value clearly for the ability to cancel out external noise and put your voice through because I think it's doing a bloody good job of that. I still have to hear it back myself. I'll listen to the stream after it ends and make up my own mind about it. But so far, it's pretty good. Comes with a bunch of options and it comes with multi point. I haven't tested the multi point out yet, but it does come with multi point, and I know that's a huge deal for a lot of people, as it should be. Yeah, so all of that. Now, what I wanted to say was I wanted to see if you got a discount if you buy it, but I don't think you do. You used to. They gave you a $30 discount and they gave you a wireless charger if you were an early bird, but I guess that's all off. So it's a $170 device now, which means my value proposition will change a little. And here's why. While this is pretty good, we cannot ignore the fact that if you are an Apple user, the AirPods Pro is $200. Although, if you are buying an AirPods Pro this year, I would wait for the version 2, which is heavily rumored to come out in the third or fourth quarter this year. That's point number one. Point number two is that the Sony LinkBuds S exist. In a world where the Sony LinkBuds exist for a $30 more than this, you lose out on multi-point if you get the LinkBuds S. You can still pull connection from device to device. That's a Sony thing, not like Sennheiser doesn't do it. Sony does do it. It's a really nice feature, but it's still not multi-point. But you do get more ANC than this. I can say straight away. I don't even have to do a comparative review. You get more ANC than this, even with the silicone earbuds. And I've switched them out to foam earbuds, and there's more noise isolation now, and it's really good. LinkBuds S, better ANC. LinkBuds S has God tier transparency mode as far as I'm concerned. It's pretty much on par with the AirPods Pro in to my ears, and you can adjust it as well, so you get everything. It's really good. So ANC transparency mode, $30 more. LinkBuds S. If it's a priority for you, I'd say spend the 30 bucks. It's really, really next level. Sound quality mode, it cannot seem to hold LDAC as like these can seem to hold LDAC at a higher quality, but the Sonys are just better. I can tell you straight off the rip that the level of detail I'm hearing in the Sonys, you're not getting that here. I'll talk about sound in just a second because we're getting there as well. The other thing I wanted to say about the Sony is you get some more smart features if that makes a difference for you. To me personally, it doesn't make any difference. I don't use the smart features unless I'm reviewing it. So uh, they work okay. Speak to chat, I'm not a fan of, but the rest of it works pretty okay. That's all I'm going to say about that. For sound quality, the Sony LinkBuds is better. For ANC, the Sony LinkBuds is better. For call quality, I think maybe the microphone on this might be a little bit clearer, but the LinkBuds S is also pretty good, and the LinkBuds S also does a very good job of canceling out the background sound. So Sony is really up their game. I would personally spend the $30 more because sound quality is a priority for me. But if multi-point is a priority, you can save the 30 bucks from the Ceiling Buds S and get decent performance out of these, but you get multi-point as well. Therefore, $170 still genuine value proposition because of that multi-point. I think that's what sort of you know pushes a few more eggs in this basket, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying myself, but if you know what I'm saying, then maybe tell me because I have to figure this out. Champion, hi, how's it going, man? What's up? Shreya says it's focusing on your voice, slight amplification, which is really good. Not available in India, unfortunately. Yes, you're going to have to shop and ship, which is a service that adds on a few dollars, maybe even $20, $25 on top of that. And as such, in India, if you get the LinkBuds S over this natively, you're probably it'll be the same money. So, again, that's the thing though. Just by having multi point, they're giving you a reason to pick this over something else. If it was just sound quality and ANC, I would say go for the Sonys. They are better. If it was just smart features, they go for the Sony, even if for 30 bucks more. And especially if you're shipping them into India or some other country. I don't know why one more. I don't know why these guys don't sell in India. They really should find a way to push it to India as well. But anyway, but if you want multi-point and if you want decent performance elsewhere, $170. One more by Zivo. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's a strong contender. Can you check the Nuratu Kickstarters? Oh, the Nura True Pro? Yes. Okay. This is the next topic that I wanted to talk about. So, Champion, thanks for bringing that up. It's going pretty well for us. Thanks for asking. Can you read chat? Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at another window, and that's why I wasn't reading chat. But I will keep chat on the side so I don't ignore you guys. Now, here's the thing. Two things I want to talk. No, actually, three, four things I want to talk about. Two things under one topic. Aptex lossless. It's coming. Um, uh, I am excited that there's competition. More lossless codecs equals good for everyone. But we already have LHDC and we have LDAC. The problem with LDAC is most products don't handle LDAC at full strength on that, but that happens. If you have one more, how one more as in one more codec, how well are they going to handle it? You're most welcome for both the reminder and the feelings. I'm glad to hear. Okay. Hey, thanks, man. Um, is it really going to help if the earbuds can't handle full strength anything close to 1,000 mbps or 1,000 kbps mbps 1,000 kbps bit rate seems to be a challenge for the current Bluetooth standards. One way to circumvent that is to invent new standards or invent new uh, transmission uh, modalities. I'm going to call them modalities, right? Instead of Bluetooth, ultra wideband. Ultra wideband has many different applications, but it can be taxing on the battery depending on how you implement it. So it'll be interesting to see how. I'm trying to get a hold of someone who knows a little bit. I think someone at Bell Labs that actually works with ultra wideband things for other things. I'm trying to get a hold of them and trying to get a little more knowledge about UWB and how they can be used. I don't know if that'll ever make it to a video. I don't know if it'll be enough material or if that person will want to come on a video and talk about it. But I think that'll be good value for tech and audio enthusiasts alike to understand UWB a little more. My understanding is that it could definitely be used for much higher bit rates. Here's that why that's a good thing. If you can do higher bit rates without antennas crapping out, right? The advantage is that you can push codecs at 1,000, 2,000 kbps uncompressed. It's a big ask. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you can in theory. If you can do it uncompressed, it means that there's less decompression. Hey, how's it going? If you can push it uncompressed, it means you've got less computing on your earbud. If you have less computing on your earbuds, it means that's less lag as well, which means audio and video are going to be more in sync. It's not the biggest problem, but it is a problem with LDAC. So if audio video is more in sync, you get less lag, you get higher quality sound. The downside is the transmission will require more battery power. The upside is decompression will require less battery power because you don't have a chip in there that's constantly trying to unpack a compressed codec, right? So I don't know which one holds more weightage. Will the battery gain that you get from not decompressing a codec outweigh the battery loss that you might have by pushing ultra wideband and pushing multiple frequencies and antennas holding a wider range of frequencies and getting data simultaneously across the different frequencies and then putting it together? I don't know how that's going to play out, but that definitely has some advantages over Bluetooth. Having said that, as it currently stands, if you've got anything that'll hold 1,000 kbps in with very slight compression, like then you're basically pushing almost FLAC files or ALAC files in Apple's case. In which case, if you have good tuning is far more important than high bitrate. Let me just put that down. If you have good tuning, the AKG N400 shows you that it does only AAC, yet it sounds so good because it's tuned so bloody well, even though it follows the Harman curve, which I am not a fan of. It just doesn't suit my preference, but a lot of people like it. It's a preference based curve, so LDAC isn't supported by OSs too. Yes, that's another issue. Well, okay, so I'm not going to put that on LDAC because both Windows and Mac they just shit the bed. Let's be honest, neither of them have pushed for support of anything other than AAC. It's horrible. Now, it could be possible that Windows could adopt. If they have Qualcomm chips, maybe they can adopt aptX, maybe not. I'm not sure. But really, the desktop OSs need to up their game. They are so far behind on the Bluetooth front. Apple hands it is way better. Apple is so far behind because they probably want to be. They don't care about these because they want to push their own thing, right? But Windows is just appalling. It's just, I mean, this the you can't adjust the codec, you can't see what codec is using. It's just a bad implementation. Windows, you can't even use it as a headset without dropping down to I think 8-bit audio. Like it's just, oh my God, it's garbage. So Bluetooth audio in Windows needs much improving if you want to use it with the microphone as well, which is why gaming on Windows with Bluetooth audio, if you want in-game chat, is a problem. Otherwise, you can do gaming just fine. Bluetooth audio, LDAC, you use the old Soundpeats H1, and still some of the nicest gaming experiences I've had. Not because of sheer sound fidelity, because it's nice having a wireless thing. But anyway, again, I got sidetracked once again. Point is, um, ultra wideband is good. LDAC support needs to be more widespread, or some kind of high bitrate support needs to be widespread. But the fact is, even if the Nura True and also the Asus ROG, I put up a community post with the Asus earbud that's coming out that will have aptX lossless support, but will it be able to handle it properly? I don't know. Also, here's the other thing: if aptX does launch its aptX has a whole number of codecs. First of all, it can get a little confusing. Anything that is variable, because their lossless will be not 1 Mbps, right? It won't be 1,000 kbps. It will be up to. And if they don't have transparency as to what the current transmission rate is, I don't actually know if it's pushing 1,000 or it's pushing 500. The counterpoint to that is okay, but if you can't tell if it's 1,000 or 500 kbps by listening to sound quality, does it really matter? On the face of it, no. If you can't tell, then who cares, right? Good tuning is still better than having more bitrate. I still maintain that. Give me 500 600 kbps with amazing tuning. I'm going to be happy with the music. But where you lose out is not in the mid range, you lose out on the lows and the highs. Detail in the bass region, the sub bass region, detail in the higher frequency region, that is the stuff that gets lost and that gets left out on purpose because codecs tend to uh, prioritize the mid range because that's where most of the voices, that's where most of the music is. So that's the problem. Highs, cymbals, hi hats, that sort of thing in a song, they will lose quality. Where it does make a difference is not on short term A/B testing. A/B testing maybe, but not on short term listening. But if you listen to high quality stuff for a month or two and then go down to the low quality stuff, you're more likely to then say, oh, something's a bit off. Does it really matter? That's subjective. I'm going to leave that up to you guys because who knows, right? The quest for the best things is often incremental improvements on what you already have. But if you do those incremental, anything that's really finely crafted in the world has always been like that. Like a BMW drives a certain way, and like, who cares? A Honda drives just fine too. They just kept improving incrementally until they got to a place where you say, okay, if I use a BMW for 2 months straight and then switch to a Honda, yeah, I mean the Honda is great. I like Hondas, but you can that's when you can tell the difference, right? There is a difference. It is a nice thing to keep pushing these boundaries. Whether it's useful to you or not is completely subjective, and I'm not going to weigh in on that. I like it. You might not. What about Windows Mobile OS? Hey man, you laugh, but I had a Windows phone back in the day. I loved it. That's right. You're looking at a legitimate window. Wait, which one was it? I had an HTC. It looked like a blue candy bar. It was awesome. Beautiful screen, really dark blacks. Lovely OS. I loved it. I loved the crispness. Their aesthetics were so far ahead of the game because they were using those flat, what's that thing called where you make things look like they're in real life? It's a design element. Like if you have a volume bar, you make it look like a metal volume slider, as opposed to now where you just make it a flat, simple vector graphics slider. There's a word for it, and I forget what it is. I am a fan of the Windows Phone, HTC Windows phones. I loved it, man. I did. This one. This is what I had. Uh, 8S. No, no, no. This one, 8X. This is the one I had. Can you see this? Let me put that over there. Mine did not have a Beats branding. I don't. Thank you. Thank you, Google. Okay, this is close enough. This is kind of what I had. If the internet would just allow for this to work, load up a little faster, that would be very nice. I mean, yes, I'm using a bandwidth for the live stream, but that shouldn't matter. Anyway, you can probably see this, right? That phone right there. That's what I had. It was gorgeous until this girl I know dropped it, and all she could say was sorry. Cracked the screen, and then I lost the phone as well. So I have no idea what happened there. But I loved it. I love the Windows Phone. Is Linux any better? I don't know. I haven't used Linux in a minute, and I don't know if they have better support for codec. Look at these colors, man. Look at these colors they have. So nice. I don't know. FIO BT830 is my Windows solution. That's the only thing you can do. You can have an external DAC that transmits on LDAC or anything else. That's the solution. But okay, here's the thing. An external DAC, if it has microphone input, I can take microphone input from the same uh, from the headset and pipe that in via USB. I think that's going to be a great solution. That's what's going to be a great solution because that'll allow you to do basically everything you really need to do. HTC 8X, yeah, it was a solid. I loved it, man. I loved it. I liked HTC. What the hell happened? Actually, I tell you what happened. One thing about HTC is I've had two of their phones or three of their phones. After about a year, things would start to degrade. As in, the phone would just end up getting slower. I don't know if it was their OS management of data or it was the fact that they used components that degraded a little faster. I have no idea. But after initially, they were the bee's knees. They were such good products. My first smartphone ever, wait, my first smartphone ever? My first smartphone ever, well, okay, my first Android smartphone ever was an HTC. Before that, I had a Sony K800i. God tier phone, by the way. Java, completely on Java. It was a bit slow, but the features, my God, it was. My first YouTube video was also shot on a K800i, and you'll never find it. It's not on this channel, and it is from 2007, which is when I really should have gotten into YouTube. I wanted to, but I decided to concentrate on studying instead. What a load of crap. That didn't get me anywhere. HTC Weverse is having and whatnot, doubling down on AI cores, basically adding functionality without trying to them. They've been putting in AI cores earlier than anyone else, I think. But definitely the Pixel with the Tensor cores is awesome. And most likely the Pixel 7 will be a good improvement in certain ways. That is a video I will make. What I want to see in the Pixel 7, the issues that I want fixed from the Pixel 6, what to expect for the Pixel 7. That's a video that I am going to make. I am working on the script as we speak right now. My third hand is writing the script. You can't see it, it's behind. It's gnarly. You don't want to see this. But trust me, all your scripts are written by that third hand. No, I'm kidding. I have half a script. But what I wanted to say was phones, mostly boring. I want to get back into a little bit of it. But again, budget constraints. We're too small to be sponsored, and I have no Patreon or anything. So I can't keep buying all these things. Yeah, so that's the other thing I wanted to talk about was the Pixel 7 coming out along with the Pixel Buds Pro. That combination is totally in sync with everything that we this channel and its viewers. Pixel 7, yes, please. Buds Pro, new higher end buds from Google themselves. Will they do a good job? That's definitely going on the channel. And then the Asus ROG. Okay, why I want to talk about the Asus ROG earbuds, which is there on the community post, I forget the name, is forget that it's aptX lossless. The fact is, it's going to have aptX lossless, but, and this but is the important one, Ria Ashok, Sony K800i had an amazing camera for its time, at least. Yes, yes, it did. It was awesome. Oh, the stream ended abruptly. Wait, are you guys? Is the stream cut off? Okay, yeah, I was dropping frames like mad. I think the Wi-Fi was skipping out. Sorry about that. We're back now. It keeps cutting off once in a while. Yeah, I'm on hotel Wi-Fi. I'm in a hotel as always. So I'm using their Wi-Fi, and that could be a problem. Asus, right? So what I want to talk about was yes, it has aptX lossless, but that's not the important thing. The important thing about the new Asus earphones that are coming out later this year is that they will run in both wireless and wired mode. Wired mode is great. It'll have a high res inline DAC. That is awesome. So you've got earphones, you've got the DAC if nothing else, and then you've got the earphones that plug into the DAC and work in wired mode, which is awesome for gaming, for music, etc. And then when you're on the go, you just take the earphone out of that, plop it in, and you've got aptX losses. They're trying to give you high-res audio, both wired and wireless, and literally the best of all things. The problem is, Asus is not about sound tuning, and they really should hire someone to get their sound tuning bang on, because that will be awesome. It'll be like an end game kind of product. The other problem is Asus ROG products are not cheap. They, to my knowledge, they never are. So I don't expect this to be a cheap product. I'm expecting $200-300 price range, and if they do more, I mean, they could even do more. I don't know who would buy them, but they could make it more expensive. That's a thing that could happen. Very possible. That's my problem with Asus. Can you go offline for a minute or so? Yeah. Okay. All right, so and that's that's about it. That's all I want to talk about today about the Asus, about the One More Evo, which I think we covered in some detail today, and about the Dioko, Salnotes Dioko, which I have, but I can't review it yet. I don't. I think mine might be one of those first 150 units out there that have the wrong filter on and have a much more pronounced high frequency range, which is. So yeah, wrong filters, and therefore I can't review this just yet. It wouldn't be right to. So I'm going to reach out to 7 Hertz and see, or Linsol, and see if they're sending me the follow-up package, and see if I can do a video on installing the new filters and how easy or difficult it actually is. And I am very clumsy and very bad with my hands, so it should be an accurate, it should be a better representation of whether you're going to have trouble with this or not. Most likely you will not. If you order the 7 Hertz now, I believe they have stopped production until they get the right filters, and then they'll send it out with the right filters. So only 150 units were shipped with the wrong filters. So I don't think people have to worry about that. So we'll talk about that when it comes out. I will say for $99, they do offer an interesting value proposition, and that's I'm going to leave it at that. And that's pretty much it. Why can't I hear audio now? Uh, check. No, audio is fine, dude. I don't know why you can't hear audio now, but from my end, it's pretty okay. I'm gonna put on the MacBook Pro microphone. There you go. Now we're on the MacBook Pro microphone, and I'll put on some noise cancelling filters. So noise suppression. There we go. There we go. That's better. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but that's where they're at. There is a lot going on in the background. There's somebody who's running like a lawnmower type thing over there. There's a fair bit of noise. Must be the damned iPhone. Using an iPhone? I thought you were an Android guy. What? And now I feel like we should watch a movie together. I'm kidding. I'm not going to watch an entire movie on stream. What? Maybe I will. Who knows? You'll never know. We could do a watch party. Who wants to watch a video together? Some video. I don't know which one. I feel like I want to watch Picky Audio's video, because there were a couple of guys in chat for the latest video. If you haven't seen it, you can go and check it out. My video on the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 3 versus the Sony Linkbuds S versus the Sony WF 1000 XM4 is out, and it's a banger. It's a vlog style video, and I had fun making it. Although I nearly died editing it. No, I'm kidding. I had fun. But I had a bunch of comments saying, "Oh no, clearly the momentum is the better one. What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "But I said it was good. My preference was the XM4." It's just people like they didn't like me saying that even. I don't understand it. Some people are weird, but some people liked Picky Audio, and they said Picky Audio is awesome, and he said the Momentum True Wireless 3 is better. I said okay, that's understandable. Like I said, that was understandable. I don't know what they want from me. Uh, all right, so I want to check this guy, Picky Audio. Have you guys heard Picky Audio? I want to see what he has to say about the Momentum True Wireless 3. He's got 19,000 subscribers. Let's go. This guy's done way better than me on YouTube. 140 videos. Ah, well, what are you going to do about it? Let's see. Where's this guy's XM4 versus... wait, where is it? Okay, so XM4 versus Momentum. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's
forward at times can sound a bit richer. Favorite EQ customization. So on the Momentum 3, I like them the best with no EQ. On the Sonys, I increased the bass slightly and kind of the upper mids and the treble. And this has to be the closest sound battle in my entire YouTube career. If I was to only choose one bud though, Momentum 3. Both buds bring a similar bass response, so you get a nice amount of both that deep sub bass and mid bass, but it never overpowers the other frequencies. It's a very well mannered bass response on both pairs. But there is slightly more deep rumble on the XM4s. And the XM4s also bring a more forward mid range, so vocals come through a lot clearer. This also allows for better instrument separation. But with Soundstage, it's even on both pairs. Both have a really great Soundstage. Now the Momentum 3 has a brighter tuning overall, so the treble has a bit of extra sparkle, and the mids are dulled back ever so slightly, but even with the recessed mid-range, vocals still sound really nice. I'd say female vocals and vocals in those higher frequencies sound slightly better and not be as forward, at times can sound a bit richer and a little bit more natural. An example of this was listening to The Unforgiven 2 by Metallica. James Hetfield's vocals just sounded a bit more natural and a little bit fuller and richer on the Momentum 3s, but on the XM4s, you could hear the separation of instruments, that clean guitar and the percussion a little bit better. But then I chucked on Jungle by Tash Sultana, and this has sounded noticeably better with instrumentation and vocals on the XM4s, and that's a female vocal as well. So it's kind of like, it's so close to the point where one song sounds better on the Momentums, another song sounds better on the...
So I think, yeah, this is true. They both have strengths and they're both really good. That's just a fact. I have to agree with this guy so far. I mean, really. But, okay, so there's an interesting thing I noticed. Hang on. So right over here...
The sound with my favorite EQ customization. So on the Momentum 3, I like them the best with no EQ. On the...
Remember that he likes the Momentum 3 with no EQ. So it's really, really important for you to get value out of any channel to understand the reviewer's preferences. Everybody's got them. You can, like, I could say something and I could pick the language out so that it caters to everyone, it makes everyone understand, but it won't matter, because at the end of the day, it's probably better if you understand my preferences, and that'll happen if you watch a few videos. This is, if you ever wanted to know what Picky Audio's preferences are, this like more neutral-ish sound, like a little more neutral, because I prefer that, because it increases the transparency across the frequency range to my ears. This guy very much, if you like the Momentum 3 without any EQ, and if you do this to the XM4, it means what you really like is a solid, pronounced V-shaped signature. Nothing wrong with that. That is a matter of preference. Neutral, it's not more, you know, it's really important to understand this. And I feel like the viewers from Picky Audio who came into my video and commented this, one or two guys, I don't know if they completely understand this part. You have to understand his preferences and then see if your preferences are the same. The only way to do that is watch a few videos of that channel to understand the preferences. That's step one. Step two, buy something and listen to them and say, oh, this is what he likes, this is what he meant. Okay, no, I don't like this. Or yeah, I do like this. This is perfect. I like this guy because he's saying exactly what I want. This other guy, he's talking about it in a different way, so I know that he likes different things, so I can adjust, you know, what I'm learning from that reviewer accordingly. That's super important. I cannot emphasize how important that is. Maybe there's a better way of doing reviews. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. But he likes a very V-shaped sound. He's not even close to neutral. That's fine. I have no issues with that. That's cool. That's super enjoyable. And the Momentum 3 does that very well. Although neither the Sony nor the Momentum have clean mids in their standard. They've got good mids, but it's just a little bit bloated on the upper bass, lower mid section because of the tuning. It's just how the tuning is. It's very enjoyable. I like both of them, but I just wanted to point that out. Okay, that's all the topics I wanted to talk about today, and that is the live stream. I'm happy we at least got the One Mobile's Evo live review out of the way, sort of. But I will do a proper video on that in the very near future. Also, a video on what I expect out of the Pixel 7 will come out at some point. I might have to time that video correctly, so that's coming out. And I've got at least 2 other video ideas in the running, so the next 4 or 5 weeks worth of videos planned out. Unless some crazy new product comes out that I absolutely have to review, then we'll see that. But till next time, guys, stay happy, stay peaceful. I should do this, right? Face cam. Till next time. Stay happy, stay peaceful, stay colorful. Thank you for joining in. Ria, Shreyas, Max, probably not there anymore, but still thank you for coming, and Champion as well, and whoever else came in between. Thanks very much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Wow, did I do an MKBHD peace thing? I hate that it's his thing now. It is his thing, but like, can it not be everybody's thing? Stay colorful.